We're going to go to Slovakia to speak to Lucia Virostkova. She's there, of course, reporting on the state of the nation because the Slovakian Prime Minister, unfortunately, was the victim of an assassination attempt yesterday, and it's been branded a wake-up call for the West. Robert Fico was hit by at least 3 bullets, including one to the abdomen from close range, as he spoke to people in a city just northeast of Bratislava. Lucia, a very good morning to you. Thank you for talking to us.
Good morning. Greetings from Slovakia.
Thank you. We were told that the Prime Minister is in a pretty serious condition. What can you tell us about how he is at the moment?
Yeah, we've heard that the operation took 5 hours. There were 2 expert teams taking care of him, and he's still in the emergency department of the hospital. And apparently, his condition is still very serious. That's right. What the Minister of Defense, Robert Fico, just reported.
Yes,
or announced.
And as we watched the car being driven away there, when he was rushed away, it's obviously being seen by a lot of people in Western Europe anyway as a bit of a wake-up call. Could it be something that leads to a bigger event? And what do we know? What can you tell us about the person who supposedly was firing the gun?
Well, we know that it's a 71-year-old person who has, who used to, or in the past, he said that he was against violence. Yeah. He was politically active in terms of giving some political announcements or some comments, but he was not seen as someone hateful. He was just critical toward the government of Robert Fico. So it came as a huge surprise to all the people that knew him in person.
Yeah.
He was not something expected. He was not part of any group or anything.
Oh, so. Is that right? Because there are some suggestions that he might have been part of some kind of pro-Russian paramilitary organisation. Is that not correct?
It's still not really clear because there were some reports of his, journalists were interviewing his neighbors, and it seemed like quite the opposite, that he was actually against the Ukraine policy of Robert Fico and so on. So he didn't seem like someone who would have some pro-Russia opinions. So it's still very unclear. It's very hard to tell what exactly his political motives were. But there was even one video shown on the Slovak media with him replying as to why he did such an attack, and he was actually critical of Robert Fico, and we know that Robert Fico and his policy was quite pro-Russia, so it wouldn't really make sense.
No, of course. And so is the country sort of in shock? Because obviously a very shocking event. I mean, how are people reacting to it?
We're totally in shock. People are saying that it's the result of the aggressive political rhetoric that we've seen in recent days, months, and even years. Politicians blame each other, obviously coalition and opposition politicians. There's even some politicians blaming the media, the journalists, and the way that they were criticizing or reporting on the government's policies. So it's still, shock and criticizing each other.
Right. Yes,
in the society.
Yeah, it's a terrible situation. Well, I wish you well, and thank you very much for talking to us. Lucia Virostkova reporting into us there from Slovakia. We don't yet know if the Prime Minister is going to be able to survive a 5-hour operation, they said, hit with 3 bullets, one of them in the abdomen. So far, he is still alive, as far as we know, and we'll keep you updated, of course, throughout the day.